Hello and welcome to my video 8.3 Inscribed Angles. So first of all, we're looking for the angles inside of this circle, and we're looking for x for each. I've got a couple questions coming up. And assume that the purple smiley face is the center of each circle, and that I've done that perfectly, and that everything else is drawn perfectly, which means that it goes from edge to edge without going over straight lines and all those different fun things. Okay? So, we have this circle, and we're looking for x. This is the inscribed angle theorem in the most basic way that we can ask the question. So here it is. If we have this angle, and we have this angle, then we know that the angle inside, this is what we call the central angle. Okay, this, because it's around the center, we call it the central angle. So the central angle, maybe I'll write this down, central angle is twice the size. Okay, so the central angle is twice the size of the inscribed angle. So we call the top one the inscribed angle. It's what comes after our central angle. So another way we could write this, although this is not how we normally do it, is we could actually write a formula. So central angle equals 2 times the inscribed angle. Okay, so the inscribed angle, if we multiply it by 2, it'll give us the central angle. So let's write it like this so we can actually see it. So 2 times 40 equals 80. Or if you just want to think of x has to be double 40, then you multiply by 2. Okay, now let's look at a different question here. It's going to use the exact same ideas, but it's going to use it sort of slightly in a weird looking way. I want you all to rotate your device so that this way is pointing up. Okay? Once you do that, it should be a little bit more clear. And one other thing to maybe realize is that I could have my angles going like this, or I could have my angles going like this, or anywhere really, as long as they are somewhere on the outside of the circle. And so what we have here is we have it touching right there. And so that's the inscribed angle. It's in the outside of the circle. Okay? So I just want you to recognize this is the central, this is inscribed. And it doesn't matter where, anywhere between this point, all the way around your circle to, whoops, that was a little bit far, all the way till this point would be anywhere inside there would be our inscribed angle. So be aware it could be anywhere. The other one, what we had was straight up. This one we have it to the left a little bit. Okay? So with that in mind, the central angle is exactly double the inscribed angle. So the inscribed angle has to be half of the central angle. So 45 divided by 2. So x equals 45 divided by 2, which would be 27.5 degrees. All right, here's another one. And this one is tricky to originally see, but once you see it once, hopefully it should be clear that what we have here is a case where there is no central angle, but there is. It's invisible. So I'm just drawing in with yellow. I just drew in the central angle, which would be inside of here. But that's not actually drawn in for you. But if we were to do that, we would know that the central angle is exactly double the inscribed angle. So inscribed angle times by 2 equals, use the dot, whoops, not x. Central angle times by 2 is the central angle, or inscribed angle times by 2 is the central angle. So we have 70 down here. And then we go back up to x, which is a different inscribed angle, but it's going to be exactly the same. And so we can see that if you have two inscribed angles based off the same point, or the same 2 points, they're going to be the same. Okay, that's a rule, but it's still based off of the previous rule. Okay, and now this one here is one that you have to recognize that we do have, like here we had our angle 70, right? This is our angle this time. And it's so hard for some people to see this, but this angle is 180 degrees. A straight line is always 180 degrees. And so if you have a straight line going through the center, it's your inscribed angle of 80 or your central angle of 80 degrees. Which means that your other angle up here is going to be half that. So maybe I can write x equals 180 divided by 2, which is 90. I hope that this video helps you with inscribed angles to see some of the different situations that could come up. But remember, they're all the same question, just rearranged slightly differently. So I hope this helps, and good luck with inscribed angles.